Hey, we read the article called "In the UK I'm Working Class, but I say goodbye to that identity in America" from Elliot Benford. So, what is the text about?
Um, like the title is, it's about a man he said goodbye to his identity when he moved to America because he was born and raised in England, and now he has lived in the US for 18 years when he moved, and he means that there is really much different between the two countries, especially in the classes, because in England there's like middle class and working class and upper class, and in the US it's more like black and white, and also because of the American dream, where it's like your own effort that places you in the community, and so he also tells about that he has gone to the university, and he used to be the middle class in England, and then he comes to the university, and then he doesn't feel like middle class anymore because there's all these students who has been traveling in Europe and all kind of stuff. So the moment he got out of England, he got totally confused and learned a lot of things. So then when he came to the US, and also now the hardest question is where you're from, because now he has lived in the US for 18 years, and for 3 years ago he became an American citizen, and then it's clearly you feel like a citizen, but it also depends on which mood he's in, because if he's like happy and have time, he's like, I was born and raised in England, and maybe talk about that, and then he said that he has lived here for 18 years, so it's not like he's different from others because he knows it so well, and he also points out that he is an American citizen, and just to point out that he's equal from others who lives in America. And in the text, he also tells about that no matter where you move to and where you come from, it's like you can't forget where you're from. And so the writer I just told about him, he's born in England and moved to US, and then the readers, I think he talks to everyone, and also like someone who maybe is in his situation, and also like me and Emma, we're from Denmark, and if there comes like a person who is from England or another country, we should like welcome them and treat them like equals, not like in this story they're like, oh, that's an English joke, and just like put him in a box. Maybe we should be like more welcome, and just all persons are human, and you shouldn't put them in a box. So, what do you think the writer's intention is?
I think the intention with this article, like a bit like you said, it's to show that where we are born and raised will always follow us in our lives. In certain situations, you can feel where you're from, even though you've moved and made a new home in another country, and like him, been there for a lot of years, you can still feel in some situations that you are from another country where you're born and raised. Also, like you said, for example, when people make jokes, then he doesn't understand them because he was growing up with some other jokes than them, so it's really confusing for him to understand other people in the UK in some situations. So I think it's just to show that our home, where we are born, will always follow us around, and we can't really let go of it. It's just who we are as persons.
Yeah.
We can build a new home, maybe a bit new identity in another country, but we still have this other home inside of us.
Yeah, and I think you should embrace it, because you shouldn't like be afraid of who you am, and be like you shouldn't be
shouldn't be embarrassed from
embarrassed from who
or
you are and where you're from.
have a bad feeling about, you know, feeling different in some situations, because it's cool that everybody are like different from each other, that we're not all the same and come from the same country.
Yeah,
so it's cool that we have different.
Yeah, everyone shouldn't be like each other, you should be different.
Yeah.
So you should just embrace it.
So we should also discuss the last sentences, which says, my new identity conflicts with the old, as I am increasingly comfortable with the fact that America is my home. Nevertheless, I do now know where I'm from. And this also says that even though he lives in America and he's been there for 18 years, which is a long time, he still knows where he is from, and he can feel it every day in some situations, and he will never forget where he's from. And also that his two identities, they kind of conflict, because he's a little bit like confused what he's really, who he is, and is he an American, is he from England? He doesn't really know, but
yeah, like it's the hardest question for him to answer.
Yeah.
But now he actually know where he's from, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that. Yeah, I think that's the point. But that's the video, and I hope you liked it.
Yes.